Good day, one and all, and thank you for joining me. Today, we're having a little look at my morning routine today. I thought it would be useful to share, as I think it's quite a good basic workout that anyone can really do. And people are always saying, oh, anyone can do this at home. But genuinely, I have created this workout by acquiring cheap weights, like 50p, £1 weights from charity stores, and a thick, heavy stick. I think used to be like a broom handle or something. And there used to be one weight on there, and now there are many more. So at the start, you can see me doing sort of like a spade motion. So I perform 10 reps with each arm doing that, and then I switch over to this sort of like a bent over row sort of motion, but a one-armed upright row, I guess you could call it, and then with both arms. And I'm going to do 10 reps again each time. And both these workouts, they use your body in quite an interesting way, I find, especially the previous one. I find it's really good. Like it uses my back, it uses my arms, it uses my chest, but in a more controlled way than you would actually say on a building site or down the garden when actually digging. And that's why I like it, because it's building up those muscles that I know I need to use, but in a more controlled way. Then I switch over to some squats using the same weighted stick. And here it's important keeping the stick upright and vertical and maintaining good control and also good speed as I do it. And that gets just a nice little pump on. And all of the workouts that you see me do in this little video, I then repeat 3 times. And I repeated 3 times this morning. So do each set, sort of like circuit training, I guess. So it works out in total being about a 15-minute circuit training set. And it's just a great start to the day. I then switch over to these sort of like overhead hammer swings. So in all honesty, the reason why I started doing this workout, and one of the things that got me inspired to work out, was trying to think about how I could make it more enjoyable for myself and more applicable. And I've always been a total nerd, and I've always been obsessed with sword fighting. But I'm not very good at it. You need actually a good base of physical strength to be able to do it. So I wanted to practice motions and movements, but weighted and with control. So a much heavier weight on this than you'd ever have with a sword. And realistically, swords are about 1.5 to 2 kilos. And there I think I've got a total of 7.5 kilos on that now. But it's about the control and the repetition. And it's just a bit of fun. And then you switch over to the anime god makers, as Jack's Blade calls them, push-ups. Not entirely 100% happy with my form here. I've got not a bent back, it's more like my head is just leaning forwards. And because I'm pushing my head so far forwards, I'm not actually going down as far as I should be, in my opinion. Also, I want to keep my elbows in more in the future, but still not terrible. I then always switch over after doing my first set of push-ups. I don't do this for every set, but after my first set of push-ups, I like to perform a bit of a stretch. I just find this really helps with my hips, my knees, my ankles, really stretches them out in the morning. And then I switch this up to whatever this stretch is called, and this, you really got to push your hips down into the ground. Really pushing those hips down. I'm not yet pushing those hips down as much as I can yet. Slowly get there, we go. Lifting that head up, and hold that for a number of seconds, and that just really stretches your back out. And again, you can imagine how this could be applicable to, say you're in a sword fight or a boxing match and you want to swing or lean or sway. How are you going to do that if you don't have the flexibility? So I want to improve my flexibility. And then switching over to just straight up bicep curls using, again, the weighted stick. And I find this another really interesting way of doing curls, and slightly more enjoyable than regular bicep curls, and not necessarily easier either. I'm using my other hand to control the stick, but not actually to apply any upward force. And then just that extra, I guess because of how it's an off-balanced weight, with more weight going to one side, I find it really hits the wrist in quite a nice area. So I've been enjoying that one. So yeah, a bit of a how to train like an anime sword fighter, if you want. It's just stuff I do in the morning. Just stuff I do in the morning. And then my beautiful reward for lunch. Tend not to be very good at eating breakfast, but look at that for lunch. Just an absolute mountain of delicious fucking pork belly. Oh, glistening. Salt and chili with a nice sweet chili glaze on top. And managed to get through most of that whilst watching a bit of Everyday Damn Fitness. The sort of inspiration a man needs.
That was healthy shit!
Hope you enjoyed that. I'll catch you next time.